guys, Deronda here with Foods 101. It's apple cake day. Apples are abundant in the supermarket right now. It's the fall season and a fabulous, simple, easy cake to make. The ingredients you're going to need is 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of canola oil, or you may use vegetable oil, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 2 cups of granulated sugar, 3 large eggs at room temperature, 2 large Granny Smith apples. We're going to need 2 cups chopped and 1 cup of chopped walnuts, or you may substitute this with pecans, or you may leave them out altogether. I'm going to leave that up to you. In a medium mixing bowl, we're going to add both cups of flour, baking powder, the baking soda, the salt, and the cinnamon. With the whisk, we're going to incorporate these 5 ingredients until they're well blended. You may use a spoon if you'd like. You don't really need to use a whisk. We can set this off to the side. In a medium-sized bowl, you're going to add your 1 3/4 cups of sugar, along with your 1 cup of oil. I'm using the canola oil, but like I said, you can substitute with vegetable oil. Make sure you get it all in there. The 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I'm going to set the walnuts and the apples off to the side right now. You're going to add your apples last because you don't want them oxidizing. And next we're just going to add 1 egg at a time. There's 1, 2, and the 3rd egg. Yep, it's an old-fashioned style apple cake. Using your beater on low, we're going to mix these ingredients until they're well blended. It's not going to take long, about 1 minute. Make sure you get that egg yolk broken. Okay, that took about 30 seconds, and then we're going to gradually add in that flour, baking powder, baking soda, and cinnamon. And we'll add a little bit more, about half. And we're going to beat this until we can no longer see the flour. This should take about 30 seconds. And at this point, you want to scrape down the sides of your bowl because you don't want the flour, the baking powder, or the baking soda, or salt, or cinnamon left on the side of your bowl. You want all those dry ingredients mixed well into your wet ingredients. We're going to add the rest of your dry ingredients, and just continue scraping down the sides of your bowl as you go so they won't go flying everywhere. Now I like using my beaters to scrape off the back of my spatula or spoon or whatever you're going to use. Now that looks absolutely great. Now to add the apples, set your cake batter off to the side. Back with those apples, we're going to use a paring knife. A paring knife works best when peeling an apple, and be sure you use caution when working with the knife. And we're just going to go under the skin and the apple itself. And I like to always try to get all the way to the end before I break the peel. So you got to really concentrate. Just concentrate really super well. Oh! It doesn't always work, but no big deal. The apple will continue tasting the same here in your old-fashioned apple cake. Okay, and I'm right there at the end. Put this off to the side. Cut your apple in half. Cut it into quarters. Put the flat side down. It makes it a lot safer. And then just remove the ends. I just remove the ends and remove the core of the apple. I like making a V shape, and usually it'll just pop right out like that. And then again, I'm gonna cut mine into squares. Now if you want to leave your apple pieces in larger chunks, you may, or if you want to cut it down in smaller chunks, you may do that too. And then I'm going to add it right here into our batter. For my other apple, as you can see, it makes 1 cup. And I'm going to pour it in there. So 2 medium apples really does the trick. For the walnuts, I'm going to be adding, I like to reserve about 2 tablespoons because I sprinkle it on the top to let people know that there's nuts in this cake. That is, if you're adding any walnuts or pecan to your cake. And we're just gonna fold all these ingredients in here. Oh, this is gonna be so fantastic. And at this point, you want your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I baked this cake in a 13 by 9 inch baking dish. I have a little bit of vegetable shortening that I'm going to add to the bottom, in the corners, and around the edge here on a piece of paper towel, all the way up to the sides. And I like to add a little bit of flour. I don't want my cake sticking on the bottom. And this method will really ensure that it won't. And just kind of give it a little toss from side to side. Now, it doesn't need to be perfect. In goes our apple cake. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so moist, so loaded with apples, and of course I'm gonna love the crunch from those walnuts and that cinnamon. We're gonna gradually just push it over from corner to corner until we have an even layer here in our 13 by 9 inch baking dish. That looks absolutely perfect. We're gonna give it a little tap to get all the air bubbles out. Add your reserved nuts, if you're using them, to the top. I think it gives a beautiful presentation. Plus, it lets people know if they have nut allergies, there's nuts here in the cake. I know I've already said that to you once. All right, this is off to that preheated oven for the next 45 to 50 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted comes out clean. Use your timer and no peeking. It's been 45 minutes. Let's check on that cake. I could smell it, and oh my goodness, I can smell the apples and cinnamon, and it smells fantastic. Insert a toothpick, nothing comes out on that toothpick. So this is ready to come out of the oven to a cooling rack for the next 15 minutes, if you can wait that long. I tried slicing into my cake, but it was so super warm that I'm gonna go ahead, slice into this, and let's see what we've got on the inside. It just fell apart on me. Ooh, look how delicious and ooey and gooey that is. And just look at those apples. Gonna informally give it a try. That top is kind of caramelized. The apples, the crunch of the walnuts, that cinnamon, so moist, loaded with apple and cinnamon. You're not gonna go wrong with this old-fashioned apple cake. I'm Deronda with Foods 101. By the way, ooh, and look at those delicious apples. Top it with a little powdered sugar, a little vanilla ice cream, or custard before serving. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, hit that notification bell to be the first to get my new YouTube food videos. Thanks a million for watching, and I'll catch you lovely people later.